Very pleased to be here with you today. I want to introduce the Prime Minister to talk to you. We've got an exciting announcement. Absolutely delighted to be with you. Prime Minister, over to you.
Well, thanks very much. I'm here for two announcements before I go to BlueScope to talk to the workers there about the importance of the steel industry for this electorate. The first job that I have is to pay tribute to Stephen Jones. Stephen Jones has been an extraordinary member for this area, first for Throsby and then for Whitlam. And of course he also has been a fantastic Assistant Treasurer. And just this week we passed legislation, the strongest legislation against scams anywhere in not just Australia, in the world. That's the commitment that Stephen has brought to undertaking the task, representing the people of the Illawarra, but also being a fantastic member of the government. And I pay tribute to the work that Stephen has done. But in Carol Berry, we have found a fantastic replacement. Carol Berry has been a member of the Labor Party for more than 2 decades now. Carol Berry is someone who will bring that strong commitment to this local community. In particular, she's worked with underprivileged people in this community in the Illawarra. It's fantastic that Carol has been pre-selected unopposed. That says a lot about the standing that Carol has in this local community, the respect and support that she will bring as the member for Whitlam. And next week we'll have the Whitlam lecture here in the Illawarra as well. It'll be the second time that I've had the honour of paying tribute to Gough Whitlam and his legacy, but also talking about how the Whitlam experience helps to educate my generation of Labor representatives to continue on the legacy of understanding the responsibility that we have to leave a legacy, to create reforms that change the country for the better. Just as Gough Whitlam changed the country for the better with Medibank before it was abolished by the incoming Liberal government, a key issue at the coming federal election will be the defence and strengthening of Medicare, urgent care clinics, improving bulk billing where we've tripled the bulk billing incentive, more GP doctors, making sure that we have turned around the neglect that was there under the previous decade of the coalition government. And of course, the last time government changed to a coalition government, the incoming government with Peter Dutton front and centre as Health Minister sought to introduce a GP tax, sought to introduce a hospital tax every time people visited an emergency department, sought as well to cut $50 billion from the public hospital budget, in stark contrast to the additional funding that I announced just a week ago, including substantial funding, $500 million additional just next year to New South Wales hospitals. This will be front and centre of the next election campaign. Front and centre will be whether people deserve the health care that every Australian is entitled to. That's Labor's view. Peter Dutton's view was that there were too many free services. In addition to that, just this week, they have confirmed their opposition to free TAFE. Now, 600,000 Australians have benefited from free TAFE. We think that's important for blue-collar workers as well as for the care sector. And on this Valentine's Day, I can declare that Labor supports, Labor loves blue-collar workers, and that's why we're supporting jobs, and that's why we're supporting steel workers here. Can I also say today that we're announcing $850,000 for the Shellharbour Integrated Child and Family Precinct. This is a vital precinct to deliver services here. The money will be set aside for planning in conjunction with local families to set up a one-stop shop for early childhood and family support services right in the middle of Shellharbour. This support's being provided through the government's Precincts and Partnership program, and it shows how important it is. We are a government for all Australians, and we're particularly a government for regional Australians, And that's why today's announcement is important. And that's why Carol Berry, being elected as the member for Whitlam to replace Stephen Jones, will be important in taking the Illawarra forward. I introduce to you Carol Berry, now, as of yesterday, the Labor candidate for Whitlam.
Look, thank you. Obviously, I'm feeling very grateful for the support that I've received this morning. It's been a fantastic couple of weeks for me speaking to local branch members in the ALP seeking support for this pre-selection. So I feel very honoured this morning to have been pre-selected by the ALP. I'm very grateful for the PM being here this morning to support me. Just wanted to also acknowledge the work of Stephen. Stephen's been a very capable MP here in Whitlam for 15 years. He's made an amazing impact here on our region. He's also someone that's gained a lot of respect across the Australian community for all of his work, particularly in his role as Assistant Treasurer. Stephen is someone who has worn his heart on his sleeve. He's someone who has touched millions of Australians, particularly with his compassionate approach to leadership, and I intend to emulate that approach when I hopefully win this election as well. So a bit about me. I'm a local mum. I've lived in the Illawarra for 25 years. My husband's here. We've raised our family here in the Illawarra. I'm someone who's given back to our local community. I'm someone who cares about our local community. So I've been very actively involved. I've been a soccer mum. I've been on so many sausage sizzles I can barely remember the number. So I'm someone who's really tried to give back. In terms of my professional experience, I'm someone who comes with a lot of professional experience. I have been a lawyer. I have worked for both state and federal governments. I've been a local CEO. I was the CEO of the Illawarra Women's Health Centre here in Warilla. I stood up for women's health. I believe very passionately in women's health. I also stood up for women who are escaping domestic violence. I've also been the CEO of the Disability Trust. So the Disability Trust is one of the largest providers of disability services in Australia and has its head offices here in the Illawarra. So I'm someone who's given back to our community for decades. I'm very passionate about standing up for this community, and I can't wait to get started. Thank you.